Okay, so this is going to be your bundle to do. You guys have WCT 6.
Okay.
So if I can have you ladies come around. And here's a pen. WCT 6 is right there. So if I can just have your badge number. So you're going to write 15 and your initials, please. Okay, great. So now you're going to take this bundle and go inside there to the tables and do your counting. The number 6 envelope is for rejected ballots. Now this will also contain pieces of paper if the board were to keep anything for a signature discrepancy. The number 7 envelope is for counted ballots and other envelopes. The number 10 envelope is so when you receive your certification, there will be a number written up at the top. That will be the beginning number on your envelope where it says number on report. Whatever number is there encircled will be the same number for total on report. If we were to reject any ballots, it would be listed here. That would again be corresponding with what was in number 2 envelope. Total to be scanned will be what is left over. The second report will be for ballots that were come in the mail on election day. Down at the bottom, there will be spots for initialing of the counters and then initialing of the scanners once they've picked up the ballots, on the front of the certification sheet will say how many ballots they should have in their kit.
45.
45. So once they have compared numbers, now they will read off the names from the ballot to the certification sheet to ensure that they have every person's ballot.
Andres.
Ruth?
Yes.
Bondi, Sue,
Yes.
Bovey, Charles.
No.
No. Okay, I'm gonna set this aside.
You will look at the signature on the application and the signature on the ballot. In some instances, you may have another sheet of paper, whereas in this election, it was initially reviewed by a Democrat and Republican. If the signatures did not look good originally, we sent out a letter to the voter asking them for another signature to verify it was them. So you can review that signature. If it is there, you can choose to count it. If you choose that it still does not look good, you will take it to the board members. Once the signatures have been verified, you will now open the ballot envelope. Once you open it, you are going to look at the secrecy envelope, make sure there's 2 sets of initials on it. On the ballot card, on the back side there should be a signature that says Michelle Feynman with 2 sets of initials.
New this year, the signature date on a ballot envelope must conform to an election date. For a primary election, the date must fall between March and May. For a general election, the date must fall between September and November. All dates must be on or before Election Day.
If all is good though, the card will go into your little carrier. Everything else will go back inside the envelope.
Here are some other issues to watch for. Look for names written inside the secrecy envelope or ballot card. On the ballot envelope, watch for the words, manual ID, written on the front of the envelope or dates that do not conform to the election dates. If you see any of these issues, set the ballot aside to take to the board.
Once all the cards have been separated for the envelopes, you will then take the envelopes and place them in the appropriate envelope. The number 6 envelope is for rejected. The number 7 envelope is for counted. It is best to put your count and your initials on prior to putting the envelopes in the envelope to make it easier to write. So, do not seal any of the envelopes at this point in time. On the number 10 envelope, which is the final envelope to fill out, it will ask you on the first line, how many ballots were on your report? In this case, we started with 45. The next line is say how many were rejected. In this case, 0 were rejected. 45 minus 0 equals 45 to be scanned. You will also each initial where it says ballot counters, and you will put your initials there, both the D and the R. Now, you will take all that paperwork to the tabulation center. The counters cannot reject anything on their own. It must go through a board member. So they will. One counter will stay with the envelopes.
I'll stay with the envelopes.
Other counter will take it to the board members.
Ease note, the Lake County Elections Board is an elected body who is mandated by law to settle ballot disputes. The decision is theirs and theirs alone, and once made, is final. Please present your findings in a factual manner and avoid discussion unless asked by a board member.
The counter will present her findings to the board members.
There's a problem.
Yes, the signatures doesn't match.
I agree. I don't think so. Do you think they match?
In this case, the board members agree that the signatures do not match. They will stamp provisional on the application, on the ballot, and then they will make a copy of the ballot envelope. They will give the counter back a copy of the envelope to be retained with their records. They will also stamp provisional on that. The new ruling is that we cannot reject ballots on signature alone without allowing the voter time to cure it. So by giving you the copy back, your records will still show your grand total.
Only one set of initials.
Yeah, right. Only one side. Right. Only one.
In this case, since there's only one set of initials on the back, the ballot card is rejected. The board members will stamp rejected on it and on the envelope, marking the reason why and initialing it, and then that will be given back to you to be put with your records. The two that were taken to the board members will now go inside envelope number 6. The counting team will put a number 2 on the front of the envelope and initial it. On the number 7 envelope will now be 43 because we started with 45. Minus 2 is 43. 43 for counted. Again, your initials. The rest of the envelopes will now go inside there.
Well, let's not forget these.
On the front of number 10 envelope, again, we had 45 to start with. We have now put 2 in the number 6 envelope, so 45 minus the 2 equals 43 to be scanned. Both of you will initial off.
That looks good.
Again, collect all your materials, clipping the cards to be counted and the certification sheet to the front. And taking that to the tabulation center. Thank you once again for serving as our counters on this election day. Again, remember that if there is something to be rejected, only the board members can reject a ballot. So if you have questions, find a staff member and they will be happy to assist you.